Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Yo! Oh my God!
Yo. It's Yo MMA Rap with Louis J. Gomez and Dave Smith.
It's on a Tuesday. Hello.
Little business talk going on there before.
Well, I was on a
200
on a Tuesday on very short notice.
On very short notice.
London,
Where was
England.
this?
London, England.
Oh, okay, in London, England. See,
London, England.
I have not ever performed in London, England. I don't know what. I have no idea what my draw there would be.
I think we have a lot of fans in England. I think we have a ton. I know we do. I did.
Well, there is something about being in an area like that ups your like draw, because it's, first off, it's just kind of a big thing. You're like, it's an international show, and then any fans you have there, they kind of know this is like their chance to see you.
Yes.
It's not like you're hitting like, Dayton, but you might be in Columbus. There's some other thing,
Of
or like you might.
course, yeah.
It's like this is
well,
where they're going to see
when
you.
I was in London last time, it was like a 150 seat little like comedy club theater.
Is Dayton close to Columbus? I just know they're both in Ohio. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think so. But I did, and it was 150 seats, and we sold out 2 shows on a Tuesday night. So the reason I'm even bringing this up right now is because I'm filming a special, my newest special, sometime this spring, and it's going to be.
It's a retarded person. Lewis is filming him on his iPhone.
Looks like it's going to be in London. This is the idea that I have. The production company that I'm talking to is great. They love the idea of London. They love the backdrop. My hooligan fans.
London, amazing city, amazing production company. All that's missing is the jokes.
If we had jokes,
we'll get those.
We're getting
in
there. We're getting there. If you guys come see me on the road, we're getting there, baby boy. We have a lot to talk about on today's show. First of all, shout out to Yo Kratom for making this show possible. Without Yo Kratom, there would be no Yo MMA Rap, so go support Yo Kratom, home of the $60 kilo. Davey Boy Smith, my brother from another mother. I am the Puerto Rican rattlesnake, the king of things, the point guard of podcasting himself, Louis J. Gomez. We have a lot to talk about today, but if you guys are from London, or you're from that area, or anywhere in that area, and I'm not even necessarily...
Maybe you just live there.
Maybe I'm not married to London. It could be another area in England. It could be Chichester or
Paris, Francais,
Liverpool. Thank you very much, Victor.
Pyongyang, perhaps. They don't get a lot of comedy.
It could be Albuquerque. Who knows? Guys, we don't have to leave New York City. Let's get real. You know what, guys? If you
the Gas Digital Studios.
No, but if you know of a good venue in the London area, let me know, because I'm looking for a venue. I'm going to book the venue. I'm going to pick a date, and I'm going to go from there, and that's that. And I'm going to be coming out to fucking England, and I'm going to be filming some cool shit. I'm very, very excited about it.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, guys. You got to do shit yourself these days. Come on, doggies. Let's get real. Look, we have an incredible show planned today. Very, very happy about today's show. Davey Boy Smith, how's moving into the new house going?
It's going, well, over the hardest part. Moving was a real motherfucker, but I love the new house. I'm very excited to be there. Moving, I've always moved like from, apartments. I've never moved a house to another house, and I've never moved with 2 young kids. No. It is challenging.
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges.
A lot of work on my wife.
Every time I've moved into a larger home, so I've just moved a little bit of furniture into a larger space.
Well, I still did that. Like the house is much bigger.
It's kind of easier, You're like,
yes,
like, well, now I just need to fill my house with things.
Yes,
there's like a little thing when you move into a house. You understand, like apartment life. And Vic, you could definitely relate to this because you just moved back from New York City back to fucking, the depths of,
parts unknown,
Death Valley, parts unknown.
Parts unknown.
That's right.
Very affordable.
Yeah, but you like I'm in a house now, and I need like a weird shaped table to be against the wall. Like I've never needed in an apartment. You need function. If I have a table in an apartment, it's because I need a fucking table, and something needs to go on that table.
Yeah, in an apartment, you're like, this is my dining room table / desk / bed.
Yes,
this is where I live.
In a house, you're like,
I have a buffet.
Well, I've never lived
Have
in
you
a house like this. Like now I'm in a house where it's like a 3,200 square foot house where there's just rooms and rooms and rooms that you're like, I don't even know what I want to do with this room, but I need some shit in it. It can't be an
that's what
empty
happened with me.
room.
I'm not even that big of a house. I don't even know how big my house is. It's not 3,200 square feet, but I have a room for video games. I have a drum set room. I have an entire gym in my
You're just like
downstairs
coming up
area.
with shit to do. You're like, this is my thinking room.
This is my bird watching room.
No windows.
No, not at all. But yeah, that's that. Vic, I'm sorry. What were you going to say? We cut you off very rudely.
No. I was just saying you need things like a buffet, like a table behind a couch that has pictures on it. Stuff that in an apartment you would never need.
Yes.
Crap like that.
Yeah, I would never need a fucking, a fucking, an end table.
Where you
A
really
chaise.
struggled for a while to find end
chaise
table.
lounge. I would never need any of
Yes.
that stuff.
My wife
What did you
always
take
has all
before?
the ideas of everything that we're going to need and what's going to go here and all that shit. I'm just here to spend the
I
money.
don't have a wife. I don't have any of that, dude. By the way, at my house, actually, to be honest with you, but Natalie, you've been to my house before. I think I do a good job decorating, right?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Right? I think but that's all. So that's all me. That's me having a vision. That's me. Like I have art on my walls. You guys gotta understand. I know people listening to this that that's crazy. You have to understand how fucking crazy it is. And Vic, you've known me a long time.
Now I know what everyone listening thinks. They're thinking that's normal. Okay, yes, for you. But for Lewis, it's crazy.
For me to have art on my walls,
I still can't get over it. You should be selling that art for pot money.
it's just a wild thing. Like I don't know. I blow my own mind. I walk into my house sometimes and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Look at that painting right there. I bought that for that wall. It was on purpose.
You should come see my house, buddy.
Fuck you, Dave. I'm gonna buy a house. Don't be an asshole, dude.
You're gonna buy it. I'm sure you are.
Coming at me with that energy,
Bro,
dude.
you're killing
I don't
it.
have a life like that. I got a new hot girlfriend, and I'm trying to convince her to move to New York and buy her house. I'm like, bitch, I'll buy you a house. Let's go. Let's go. You don't want a house? Why wouldn't you want a house?
And with that attitude, you'll trap her.
God damn it. Somebody in the Racist Live chat just said a jerk closet. A whole closet for jerking off. That would be great. Or a whole closet for jerk chicken, which would also be fitting for my lifestyle.
But don't jerk off in the jerk chicken closet. We have all made that mistake before.
Don't be a jerk. Only a real jerk would do that.
That was the worst and best joke I've ever heard in my life.
Only a jerk would jerk off in the jerk chicken closet, okay? Yeah, dude, I'm very proud of you. You've inspired me. You're making me want to purchase a home now.
There's nothing like pretending you own a house when in fact a bank really does. It's an amazing feeling.
But
I'd go with the Southwest motif, by the way.
would you?
White buffalo head on the living room.
That is not.
You know,
I have.
That's not what I've gone with.
I
but-
have a cow head in my fucking studio.
Really.
Yeah,
Okay.
in my podcast studio. Natalie, I'm going to send you this picture right now. I want you to bring it up.
Sure.
I'm going to send it to
Is this
you.
a real cow head?
Yeah, dude. A fan fucking made this for, or killed it, skinned it, and then carved the Legion of Skanks logo into its forehead. You guys didn't see this?
I don't think. Maybe.
oh,
Maybe
you have the
showed it to me.
skull. I've seen it. It's
Shut
the
the
skull,
fuck
not
up.
a cow head.
What do you mean? It's a cow head. What do you mean?
No, it's a southwestern skull. It's not a cow head. A cow head is like a fully taxidermied head, which was kind
Yeah,
of
that's what I was picturing.
horrifying. Yeah,
Oh, no. I'm talking about, the skull. What? Really? That's the same shit.
yeah. That's the southwestern style sculling.
You know what?
You bleach it.
I'm looking for this, but I am not having an easy time finding it.
Lewis, can we address something real quick?
What, Vic? What did I do now?
No, nothing. I just want to ask you a question.
I watched the fights. If that's what you're
Natalie,
about to
roll
ask, if that's what you're
Roll
about,
the anime.
things to address.
Was there supposed to be a noise that came
Was
out
it,
with that?
there should have been a noise.
I don't know. It was. I asked Bobby for it, and that's what we got.
No,
So,
there was a noise. Why don't you play it again with the noise? Things to
Much better.
address.
much better. It even has the metal thing. That was kind of cool.
What do you have to address? What did I do now?
You were on Jason Ellis's podcast because he was
When?
calling you out over our comments last week.
When was I on?
Apparently, he said you
like
were
Lewis
on his
was.
podcast.
You were mentioned on it, or you went on it.
He said he was on it with some weird other people.
No, I didn't go on it. He asked me if I could do it, and I said no. I was going to be driving.
So he why did he promote it on Twitter then?
Look,
And you just turn him down like that?
look, Jason. You know,
He's
look,
still
I
mad.
would
Can
also,
we-
I would also use my name to promote my show too. I get it.
Can we
I
pull
got
up
a
the
big
poll real
name.
quick? I just want to address this one thing real quick. Can we pull up the poll?
Yes.
Because we asked questions about this because Dave asked you if you're going to still fight him, and the people weighed in. And we asked people if you were right or you were wrong.
Louis J.
or
Gomez
if you-
says he doesn't want to face Jason Ellis unless he's 100%. Your reaction, smart move. No one fights at 100%. Make it X arm or make it a slap fight. And the winner was no one fights at 100%, 64.8%. Second place was smart move. Second place was smart move, Vic.
by a large margin.
There was a large margin, although if you combine,
That's, by the
make
way,
it an X arm, and
That's
make
what I
it a
call
slap
Vic.
fight.
I call Vic large margin. It's a play on the Pee Wee Herman character, Large Marge. It's a guy made of butter. Well,
I get it.
Marge.
I get it. It's solid. However, if you pull up the poll again,
Large margarine.
Lard margarine.
Lord, oh my gosh, she's funnier than me.
Yep.
Fuck me.
and the student passes the teacher, just like that.
She pulled it out.
Lord margarine. That's a funny show.
Only reason that was, by the way, that was terrible.
It was great.
Luckily,
Wow.
Natalie bailed you out.
Wow.
You went from
I'll split the
margin
difference.
to margarine.
That's what I meant. Don't be an asshole, Vic. You know what? My knee is not good. Both knees are not good, by the way. So
Because you've been dancing to MC Scat Cat again.
I have. I barely dance to him anymore.
Out all night.
I wish I could dance to MC Scat Cat. I'm just saying. I'm going tomorrow. I have to go back to the doctor. I'm going to get an MRI, and look. What do you want me to say here? People are calling me a pussy. Call me a pussy. Call me a pussy all day long, please. Well, I love being a pussy, dude. Pussy rules. Pussy's one of my favorite things.
Okay,
That's a Christmas song.
I believe it.
Pussy is one of my favorite things.
I think you're slightly misremembering that.
When the clit engorges, when the pubic hair grows over the lips, and your dick goes in and it kind of hurts. You remember that? You remember that when we were back in the day, teenagers? We were teenagers.
Dave,
When-
you're clearly the only sober one on this podcast. Right
First of
now.
all, I'm sober, dude. I'm just drinking coffee. we're not talking MMA on the show. Just so you know.
Well, nothing really happened this week.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What is there to wrap up?
There's nothing. Nothing happened.
No podcasting, like both of the hosts drinking at the same time.
Everyone says knees over toes, Lewis. Did we watch it on this show last week? Where did I watch knees over toes? I watched it on
I think
H.
it was rap.
They say knees over toes.
What does that mean?
That's some fucking homosexual that does exercises that helps your everything, apparently. But it's knees over toes is the whole philosophy, apparently. I don't even know.
Aren't your knees always over your toes, like just standing
Dude,
up,
I don't
sitting
know.
down?
Not for the gay community.
All right,
Yeah, dude.
they're an odd bunch.
Yeah, it's called Knees Behind Ears. That's his channel. This is hateful. I'm sorry, Vic. We get into hate speech sometimes in the show, and Vic gives us these looks. By the way, Vic right now is giving us such a nasty look from Parts Unknown.
He sure is.
I'm just judging you guys.
Judge us all you want, Victor. What do you want us to talk about? MMA? Good. But tee us up. What happened? What happened?
Well, there was a huge upset involving Israel Adesanya.
By the way, who called that?
Did Izzy fight this week?
Who called that?
I think I did.
No, you didn't, Dave. You can't. We have the proof.
I think I said when we first talked
No,
about this
you
that you'd have to
didn't.
favor Alex Pereira.
No, you didn't.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You didn't say that. Can you guys do me a favor? Go look up last week's episode and see what Dave said.
I'm not sure I said it last week. I think I
Oh,
said
wow.
it a while back.
Okay,
I don't know
sure.
what I said last week. I don't remember. I think I did say when we first fought is that look, Israel's not going to really be able to use offensive wrestling. I was wrong about that. He did get him down once, but I was like, this is going to be a kickboxing fight, and that kind of favors the guy who's beaten him twice in kickboxing and then went on to become the best kickboxer. I'll say watching the fight live, if you had asked me to make a pick going into the 5th round, I would have picked Izzy to win the fucking fight. But it was a great fight.
Look, dude, what I said last week, this is the moment of truth, right? I mean, bang. Yeah, dude, Pereira, he hits like a fucking tank, dude.
He really
does.
hit him
Wow.
hard.
Bang,
But
bang,
I
bang,
will still
bang,
say,
bang.
in my opinion, little bit early.
I'll give it a little bit of an early
Little bit
salvage.
early. I'd like
I agree.
that posture. Now, again, I'm not saying it's a very tough job being a ref.
Well, he's
but
intelligently defending himself.
he's
Rewind it for a
weaving.
second. Rewind it. Yeah, he's weaving. He's bobbing. He's weaving. And
No, look, he's hurt. No question about that.
Bang.
But
But he also stops it on a non-hit. Like he's avoiding those last 3 punches. He avoided by
I
moving
think
his
one
head.
of them might have landed.
Good. Watch it again. I don't think so, dude.
That's
He's bobbing. He's bobbing. No,
Miss.
He missed, dude. Then
Those
he comes
last
in.
two. Those last
Those
two.
last 3 punches or
You're
so.
the champion of the world. It's the 5th round. I just kind of feel like
What else
I don't
is the
know.
definition of intelligently defending yourself except for bobbing and weaving and avoiding shots? He was hurt, yes. However, and look, I don't like Izzy. I'm not even a big Izzy fan, right? I've never really his thing has never really resonated with me, right? And I was rooting against him in this fight. But call a spade here. Izzy was still technically in that fight, and he was also winning the fight on points and on the scorecards. How much time was left in that fight? I'm sorry. Coop, pull it up again. Let me know how much time was left in that fight. If he would have not been stopped there, he probably would have won it on the judges' scorecards. How much time was left in the fight, Coop? Your mic's not on.
Roughly 3 minutes.
There's
Essentially.
another 3 minutes.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot of time.
A lot of time left.
3 minutes
left.
in
round
yeah.
five.
Look, probably he would have gotten stopped right there in that sequence. But, we've all seen crazier, like situations where guys don't get finished there. And if he doesn't get finished, he probably wins the fight, or at least it's very, very close. He fought a great fight. Izzy fought a really great fight for the entire, the first 4 rounds, and then just got caught there.
Yeah,
Like
I guess
couple minutes
Rogan
into the
said it
fifth.
during the card, which I thought it was a great comment, which was that Izzy had to fight a perfect fight, whereas Alex Pereira did not.
That's true.
Alex,
Very good
there was times when Alex, was just sort of being out MMA'd, out fought, out pointed. It was Izzy was playing the MMA game better, right? And I was like, oh shit, yeah, Izzy, you're like, all right, being at the top of the MMA food chain, being longer in the sport. It showed, and I was like, "Oh, Izzy's going to be able to get this victory
And
over
also
this
being
guy
an
who's
excellent kickboxer.
Yeah.
It's not as if like he can't hang at all in that department. So he did a good job. When he got on top of him, that was kind of cool. We've never really seen Israel Adesanya's top game at all. He certainly didn't look, for the level of UFC champion. He looked a little stiff on top and stuff, but he was holding him down and he was riding his back and getting the one hook in constantly. Took him down a bunch, controlled him pretty well.
Yeah.
Landed some shots.
It was an impressive performance by Israel Adesanya. I think he does deserve an immediate rematch. I think Izzy's been a long-time champion at 185. But look, this guy seems to have Izzy's number. Very interesting that for the rematch, Adesanya has opened as a favorite over Pereira, even though he's lost to him now for a third time, which is pretty crazy.
But
And
only once in MMA, which is it is different. And I agree with you. You still have to count those other 2 fights as something. The interesting situation here, there's a couple things that are interesting. Number one, it's not just that Izzy was like a champion and lost a fight that he was winning up until the 5th round, which already would put you in the question of immediate rematch if you're the champion who was winning going into the 5th round. But he's also cleared out the division. So it's not as if there's like an obvious who else, do you put him against? And there's not like there's like I guess Whitaker is the next kind of like guy in that division right now. Talk of Hamzat coming up.
And Pereira versus Whitaker is an awesome fight.
Yes, but right. The other thing that's interesting about this is that it does open up some questions. Pereira has proven that he can beat Israel Adesanya, but the fact that Izzy was able to, have such like top control for a full round almost of that fight, and he couldn't get back to his feet. you look at it and you go, am I at all convinced that Hamzat Chimaev moving up to this weight class wouldn't be able to just tear through him? Am I convinced that Whitaker wouldn't be able to beat him? Like, no, it's a huge question mark. You know what I mean? So
it is. It's a stylistically very interesting fight. There are guys at 185 pounds who could unquestionably take down Alex Pereira and do a better job than Izzy did. Right?
If Izzy can do some damage to you,
super interesting, of course. But it's why it's amazing. It's why it's great that Pereira won. I think Izzy has done enough to deserve a rematch. But I think, look, if they didn't give it to him and they said they want to put Whitaker in there, I would completely understand that. Does Whitaker have a fight coming up?
Yeah, he's going up against Paulo soon, Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
Okay, so forget that. That's a very good fight.
Holy shit. But if they said the winner of that fight was going to fight Pereira next, that would completely make sense. Give Izzy a little time off. Look, not for nothing. Like, Izzy got knocked the fuck out, right? He needs to come back, and he needs to come in with a strong fucking game plan against this guy, because when it comes down to just kickboxing, it seems like he's got Izzy's number, and Izzy's going to have to fight a truly perfect fight if they come back in a rematch. I'd like to see maybe some things mixed up a little bit at 185. That would be fun. And you're right, there are matchups. Not for nothing. Hamzat Chimaev, he just might be the truth at 185.
Who knows?
He might be. He is the truth at 170. I mean, I
He's
think
already calling for a matchup with Pereira.
Yeah, I mean,
he's the truth at 178.
It would be it's going to be he's going to be a problem, dude. He's going to be a problem. Just his style.
Listen, if Izzy takes you down at all, and if Izzy can hold you down at all, what the fuck can Hamzat Chimaev do to you?
And Hamzat, I don't know exactly the size discrepancy between Izzy and Hamzat, but Hamzat's a massive 170er.
It's not that crazy.
Izzy is not a big 185er.
And the level of wrestling that you're talking
Izzy's
about.
Izzy's a tall, long, lanky 185er.
Agreed. But I'm just saying the level of grappling difference between Israel Adesanya and Hamzat Chimaev, even if Israel's like a little bit bigger, there's such a gap in like ability there. Obviously, Israel Adesanya is a specialist, a kickboxer, but I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see that. Alex Pereira has a shot. He's got a fucking puncher's chance to fuck anybody up, but there are some really tough matchups out there for him. So a lot of interesting shit now.
Super interesting. I think it's interesting that Pereira opened up as an underdog. Do you think that's warranted? I favor him. When you really consider the style, right? He's got to catch Izzy. He can fucking strike, dude. He can catch Izzy. He has power in the fifth fucking round, dude. He stopped him in the fifth. You have to understand, like, that's really like, you see that and you go like, oh shit, dude, this guy has power throughout the entire fight.
After a round of grappling, you know what I mean? He was still able to knock him out in the fifth round. That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. So yeah, look, dude, I'm a fan of Pereira. I'm glad that he won. I fucked up, and I during last week's show I said, hey, you know what? I usually pick against Izzy, and then I said I'm not going to though. Every time I do, I look like
cost him his run.
I know I fucked up. So
Izzy, it's kind of it does feel a little bit like Israel Adesanya had an amazing run, beat some very, very tough guys. However, it does feel like it feels like in the moments when it would have gone almost like from being like, okay, you were like a very like a great champion to like legend status. Like he moved up to 205 to go become a champ and lost that fight. And now this was the fight that was like the rival from the guy who beat him in kickboxing twice and is doing great and then ends up losing that fight. It's almost like he just fell short of cementing himself as like legend status.
The reality is, there's not many. There's a handful of guys who are undefeated, that are at the highest level. Become champions, stay undefeated, retire undefeated.
Yep.
It almost doesn't happen, right? We saw it with Khabib. We saw it with GSP to a certain degree. He wasn't undefeated, but he avenged those losses that he had in such a
dominant,
tremendous
fashion.
way that it was like he might as well have gone undefeated, right?
He avenged the losses in a way.
There was no question that he's the better fighter.
Yeah, no one would ever even think to fight, want to see those fights.
There's not many people. So what happens is we're at an era of MMA fighters who love the smell of their own shit. And you see them come out and they go, dude, I'm the fucking next fucking god. And I'm unbeatable. And you go, nobody's unbeatable. There's like 2 or 3 guys ever that had those careers, like ever in the fucking history of the entire sport, dude. Like Fedor up until the end, like had like that type of career. GSP, Could be who else is there that like
Undefeated?
became champion, defended it, cleared out division, retired. I mean, nobody's done that really. And by the way, that didn't happen with Fedor. I mean, he ended up still fighting, but I will say he did enough. So that
He did it for a very long time.
The loss at the end of his career, I almost like. I'm not going like. I feel like he did what I was sort of saying. Like even at the end, it was just sort of fighting to fight, right? Like just saying, active to compete. I don't think he was trying to be the best in the world.
No, I don't know. He was the champion when Fabricio Verdum tapped him out of whatever it was, Elite XC or Strike Force or whatever. But he did that for a very, very long time. But your point is a solid one. That these are, it's not like this is the 1% of fighters. This is the 1% of the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
There's like few guys ever.
Izzy, it's almost like he might be a victim of loving the smell of his own shit.
No, but I'm just saying there are things.
It's a little different. Like Michael Bisping had tough losses and fucking came back from it. Like Izzy right now, depending, like he could literally go back to the drawing board and just fucking keep grinding, keep on getting better, and just literally just become better and better and better.
And if he comes back and wins his title, then that becomes like a fucking like legend status thing. I'm just saying.
But the problem is he sets himself up to be like, I'm this fucking unbeatable thing. I mean, you sort of say when you love the smell of your own shit like that much, I feel like you set yourself up for everyone to like. We're sort of looking past Izzy now.
We set him up.
It feels like his moment is past because now he's not the best of the best, but he can still very well come back and be the best.
No, I agree with that. I'm saying I think maybe we set him up more than he even sets himself up. Fighters are always going to have the mentality that they're the best and they can't be beaten and shit like that. I think you kind of have to have that mentality to be like a great fighter. But we look at everyone as like, especially someone like Izzy who comes in and was undefeated, becomes champion undefeated. Nobody can stand with him. No one can beat him. But there's something about like, there's clearing out a weight class. There's going up in weights.
Bring me the ice out of the fridge and the whiskey. Don't you pour me a cup of whiskey, you fucking savage. I'm sorry, dude.
But there's something about clearing out a division. There's something about moving up a weight class and winning another title. Now, to be fair, Khabib never did that. Other guys have. There's a small handful of guys who have done that, who have won titles in multiple divisions. And there's some really good guys who have gone for it and failed. But he went for it and failed. And then in this huge title defense, kind of like the first time that he fought another elite kickboxer in MMA, and he lost this one at the end. Again, I think there's a chance Izzy comes back and is champ again. I don't think he should be the favorite in the odds.
Crazy that he's a favorite. What does that have to do with? I guess the fact that he was winning the fight and he got caught.
He was winning the fight, and
but it's not. He didn't get caught. He got set up and fucking clinically taken out. So it wasn't like a big fucking Hail Mary at the end. It also wasn't like Pereira was getting dominated in the fight. It was a competitive fight that Izzy was winning, and Pereira was able to in the battle of attrition was able to say, no, I'm still this motherfucker at the very end in the 5th round, and Izzy wasn't that motherfucker at the end. Izzy started to fade.
Izzy had big moments in the fight at the end of the first round. He hit him with a huge shot. He landed good leg kicks in the fight. They both did. And he landed good leg kicks in the fight. He landed some good punches in the fight. He did get him down once and dominated that round when he was on the ground. But it's not as if Izzy was like dominating the fight. You know what I mean? It was a competitive fight. Yeah. And like to Rogan's point and to like the point you were making, it was very clear that like you're always in danger if you're fighting this dude and you're kickboxing with him. The dude's got like insane power. So, yeah, I would have to think that Izzy should be a big underdog in that fight if they rematch, but not an underdog that's like, not that it's impossible. He could get it done. Yeah. He was very close to getting it done there.
Not crazy. I would, that's it's a good fight. I would not put money on that fight either way at this point, even after watching what we watched. The reality was Izzy could have not gotten caught. Izzy's probably kicking himself in the ass. He could have been like, you know what? I could have been more perfect. I could have fucking been in there in that moment. And there are guys that take that loss and step up the next time, or he can get in his fucking head. And this guy could be like, dude, this guy's got my number.
And the fact that
we don't know.
Yes. Well,
who Izzy is and how that will affect him until we see the rematch.
So evidently in their second kickboxing fight, Izzy was winning the fight before he got knocked out. And now again in this fight, he's winning the fight before he gets knocked out. So you could almost see, to your point, how that could easily, in your mind, go one of two ways. Like, one, you could take that as like, I'm better than this guy. He got lucky and caught me. You know what I mean? Or you could look at that as being like, no matter how good I'm doing against this guy, he's still going to fuck me up. And so all of that, it'll be an interesting test. One thing I like about Izzy a lot is that you got to admit, look, when he fought in his toughest fight before this one, when he fought Kelvin Gastelum, and he got fucked up in that 4th round, and in the 5th round before he goes out there, he like points at him and he's like, I'm prepared to die. You know, that whole moment, and then goes out and fucks him up in the 5th round. Izzy isn't just a dude who like is a very technical kickboxer, or in some of his fights has fought a kind of boring, safe fight and will just stay at distance. When it comes to it and he's in there, he's got fucking heart, like real deal heart.
He does.
And that was on display, I thought, in this fight too. Like, even he didn't quit. He wasn't looking for a way out of that fight, even getting hit. He was trying to hang in there and still bob and weave and shit. I'd like to see him fight again for the title.
Yep. All right. Moving on. Co-main event: Zhang Weili defeats Carla Esparza via rear naked choke.
My girl Carla Esperanza goes down.
Esperanza.
What a run! What a run as champion she had.
All right. Great. So anyway,
Zhang Weili just way better. Looks like just a way better fighter. To get two people who probably shouldn't have been fighting is what it seemed like.
Why do you hate her so much, by the way,
dude? Because they're
I feel like
women
this person-
fighting. You know what, Vic? Can I tell you, we're not fucking marks, and we're not. Dana White years ago was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm never gonna fuck with women fighters in the UFC. That's retarded. That's crazy.
Women fighting,
hilarious." And then like woke culture even attacked the UFC, and now now we're as dudes, we're all like, "No, women fighting is great." It's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
Oh yeah, that totally should have been the co-main event over Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler.
I'm just saying you're targeting Carla Esparza. Now I want to call her Esperanza, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you hate the Cookie Monster?
I think that
you have more
Dave was
respect
more
for
of an-
Zhang Weili.
Dave was an Elmo kid growing up.
hardcore parkour. Elmore.
Hardcore parkour or Elmore.
I don't know. Whatever. I just don't fucking care. Is it like a whatever? I just don't care about the fight. But
right, it's fine. I just had to ask.
Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler was, I mean, just the obvious fight of the night. And I don't know, Lewis, what can you say? Just everything you knew it would be as a fight, incredible.
Yeah.
Kind of more or less how I figured it to go. That. You know, I think Chandler's got a power advantage. Chandler fights fucking wild, and Dustin Poirier is really technically sound, you know?
Yeah.
And you thought that, like, if Poirier doesn't get put out of there, that technique is going to end up, like, Dustin Poirier might be the best boxer in the UFC. And it ended up showing.
Chandler throws so much fucking intensity, dude, but
But it's a little wild, dude, you know, like,
I mean, yeah, but look, Poirier. By the way, he wasn't really absorbing a lot of punishment into those shots.
There were a few, not in that sequence right there. There were a few shots that landed pretty clean. That one huge one to the body landed real good. But here was when, at the end of the first round, when Poirier gets back to his feet. It was right after this. He turns around and flips him up, and then he just starts putting it on him. And Poirier's not like fighting in the way Chandler is. He's like staying real technical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like. Just
Such
hitting him with
fight.
great shots. Ooh.
Such a good fight. Fight of the year candidate. Early fight of the year candidate. Early fight of the year. Late fight of the year candidate.
really.
Sorry, it's
Very
December almost.
I mean, Chandler got saved by the bell in the first round. He was about to be put out. And then to Chandler's credit, man, look, after taking all that damage, he comes back and wins the second round, takes him down and holds him down for basically the whole round. But then I think I think he was done going into that third round. And I was pretty convinced, just like looking at them on the stools, that I was like, oh, Poirier's going to finish him in this third round. And he got his back pretty quickly and fucking choked him out.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Was Chandler dirty?
Yes. But
think
whatever.
it was
But
dirty?
I don't really I don't know. I don't begrudge fighters for like fucking dirty shit happening. It's the ref's job to fucking catch that and to stay on top of it. When you're in the middle of wars like this, I don't know. It's hard to judge anyone.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, the fight was fucking incredible. You know, and this is actually what's great is when this is why it's great that Islam Makhachev won, right? And it's just the same reason that it's great that Pereira won. It's nice to just mix things up a little bit. We've seen a lot of these matchups already, and now fucking Poirier gets this huge win right now over Michael Chandler. Who's Islam fighting next? He's fighting
Islam is fighting Volkanovski.
Yeah, Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Which is also a crazy fight. Which honestly, in my opinion, is a really bad fight for Volkanovski. Really bad fight. Volkanovski, like if he was fighting Oliveira, I would have been like, that's a great fight for him.
Well, you start to in the Oliveira fight, you go, all right. Well, look, I've seen Alexander Volkanovski have Brian Ortega fully sunk in mounted guillotines on him and him find a way out. I've seen Brian Ortega have a locked up triangle choke and he found a way out of that. And I've seen him like outclass Max Holloway on the feet. And that alone just lets you go like, can he give fucking Oliveira some problems? Yeah, probably. I'm not saying it's a shoo-in. I mean, it's a competitive fight, but he's certainly got to. But there's just something about how dominant Islam looked where I'm like, I just don't believe that this smaller guy is going to be able to stop Islam from fucking taking him down and holding him down. I just don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, Islam's an absolute madman, and but it does make it interesting, right? I think that
to be honest, I don't find there to be that many very compelling matches, even at lightweight. That's how good Islam Makhachev is. That there's even in this tough division. I don't know, Dustin Poirier. We've seen all these guys fight Khabib.
Well, that's the problem.
And so
Khabib,
you kinda go,
and Khabib. To be honest with you, like Islam looks better than Khabib.
And
Islam looks better than Khabib.
And this is what Khabib and his whole camp are saying. They're like, this guy is the guy. Like, he is that. Yes, he's the next Khabib. He's like on his level of doing this shit. Do I really think that Dustin Poirier, as great as he is going to be able to stop that from happening? I probably don't.
Not. But at least we get to see that now.
Yeah, well, maybe. That might be what's next. I don't know. Dustin Poirier's probably got a fight someone between now and then. Michael Chandler is in an interesting position, man, where he is like he's had some losses. What is his record now in the UFC? Is it he's 2-3, I think?
Yeah, he's
UFC.
He's 2-3. He's lost
to Gaethje,
3 out of his last
Charles
4.
Oliveira, is there ever been a fighter who's lost 3 out of his last 4 with a higher stock than Michael Chandler has? You know what I mean? Like, yes, he's lost fights, but they were all amazing
no offense
fights.
to Dan Hooker or Tony Ferguson, but his only wins in the UFC, they are not against the top of the food chain guys. Dan Hooker's top of the food chain, but he's not. I don't think Dan Hooker's ever going to be the UFC lightweight champion, right? I think.
Well, look, Dan Hooker had a very close fight with Dustin Poirier. He lost the fight.
Dan Hooker just won. He
had a good showing against
Claudio Puelles.
Yes, weird fight, but yeah, had a good showing against him. It's a good win. That being said, the fights with Justin Gaethje and the fight with Charles Oliveira, he was very close to winning both of those fights. And this fight, he had just came close to winning this one. So all of his losses were to top of the food chain guys, the top of the food chain guys.
But
and he was very competitive.
Very
in all
competitive.
Of them,
But he still lost. He's still not winning those big signature fights, those big key wins.
What do you do with him now?
Chandler says he's the next logical opponent for Conor McGregor.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I would say, by the way, guys, I'm the next logical opponent for Conor McGregor.
We are all the next logical opponent for Conor McGregor. I mean, yeah, that's a smart
guys, I'll
move
take
for
Jake
him.
Paul, I'll take Conor McGregor.
All of them are logical.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Pretty much anyone who will pay me $5 million to fight them is logical to me. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not crazy. It's like, okay, that fight could happen. That would be a great, exciting fight. But I don't know. Short of that, Conor McGregor is in a situation where he gets to pick his fight, basically. He is in a different situation than everybody else.
He's also getting fucking.
He's also 300 pounds.
Dude, he's huge now.
So I don't know if he's.
Pull up a picture of Conor from his Instagram now. He's fucking jacked. He shaved his beard. He's all muscly.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's taking those.
With Conor, you never even know if he's gonna come back and fight. You just don't know with him.
Apparently, he's just exclusively eating horse meat.
Is that true?
No, that's the famous Elser Overeem thing.
Oh, okay.
He said we'd eat horse meat.
It is
he's-
I mean,
nutritious.
he looks fucking way bigger than he's ever looked.
He's come back at once. Look at his legs, dude. His definition on his legs are wild.
I mean,
Like, that's fucking crazy.
a lot of people are speculating.
Yeah,
Those are
he's-
the kind of legs that you take on a Jason Ellis with.
not these legs. You're not taking out Ellis with these fucking legs, dude.
Very.
Why is
the
he
card
drinking
was
a
amazing.
Guinness in a Proper 12 commercial?
You always start with a Guinness, then you go to the proper 12.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
That's on Wikipedia.
All right. Well, if it's on Wikipedia, it's true.
Yeah, dude, Connor's fucking huge now. He's come back at 170, right?
I mean, I don't know, but look at him. Is he coming back down to 155? I don't know.
Never.
He looks bigger than 170. I don't know. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, but he's not very tall. He's like a shorter guy. I think it's like 5'7", 5'8".
Maybe a little
He
taller
is a
than
little
that.
leprechaun.
I think he's taller than that, but
think
yeah,
so?
not much. Maybe 5'10", whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Michael Chandler, short of that, I'm not even counting on Conor McGregor coming back for sure. You just never know with him. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of options of what he could do. I can't say that fight's just sitting there waiting for Michael Chandler. So I don't know what you do with him, but he's exciting.
If I'm Connor, I'm not fighting Michael Chandler. If I'm Connor,
Too much the wrestling and the
Nate
power.
Diaz
It's just-
is the fight.
Yeah.
Nick Diaz. I mean,
those are two big money options, you know.
yeah. Who else is there for Connor? I mean, just big ones, right? Do they? No, they
Chad
never.
Diaz.
They,
Keep going down the team.
Joey
Gary
Diaz. I'm gonna fight Conor McGregor, cocksucker. No, he's gonna. What's his name? Masvidal's a good fight.
Masvidal's a big money fight.
Masvidal's a big money.
Listen,
You know,
it's no more. It's Masvidal is no more. I don't know, or maybe a little. I don't know if it's any more dangerous than Michael Chandler, and there's just more
less
money.
dangerous than Michael
Probably less
Chandler.
dangerous,
Less
and there's
dangerous
way
by
more,
far.
and there's more money involved.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of other fights that Conor could take.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Michael Chandler. All right, last one. Before we, we got a couple more things on this card that I'll touch on. But Frankie Edgar gets knocked out from Chris Gutierrez. First round KO. I mean, nasty fucking flying knee. Frankie is out before he hits the ground. Arms up in the air.
Yeah, it sucks.
Bang, right in New York. I mean, yeah, you don't want that.
Like, dude, I love Frankie Edgar. I know you do too. We've been huge Frankie Edgar fans for a very long time. It's just like MMA is a really fucking tough sport to hang around in for a very long time. And like, if you think about it, like when it was that, do you remember when the Frankie Edgar Tyson Griffin, I think was the fight? What, Tyson Griffin, was that his name? Yeah. With that fight, remember, like shook up the MMA world, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, these 155ers are like incredible! This next talent." And there was like all these transitions and shit that we had never seen before. That was a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
Like this is a long time ago.
Frankie was
Him fighting
champion.
Gray
When was
Maynard.
Frankie champion?
I mean,
nobody stays in. Look, think about how long ago he was champion and how long he's been fighting after he lost his title.
And always
That
fighting,
doesn't happen.
Always fighting names. You know what I mean? Like
5-round
he's not
main event
fighting
wars.
Like his last fight that he lost was against fucking what's his name?
Sandhagen. Or
No.
that'd be,
After Sandhagen, it was Jesus Christ, I'm fucking blanking on his name. God damn it, the guy who beat Sugar Sean O'Malley
Cheeto.
with Cheeto Vera. Cheeto Vera is like one of the top fucking guys in the. He's still fighting like really good fighters, and it's just really hard to stick around that long. He actually did really good in the Cheeto Vera fight. He was winning that fight for most of it. It's, just after a while, you're kind of like, dude, I don't want to see Frankie Edgar get knocked
no,
out
you
again.
won't anymore because he's retired.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, it was look, man, he had a fucking unbelievable career, incredible career. He was the champ at 155 too.
Also,
he was
one of
undersized.
the pioneers of East Coast MMA. There was
Yeah.
not a lot of guys coming out of New York, New Jersey area.
Yeah.
That were, fucking doing great things, becoming championship caliber fights. So, I mean, Frank Edgar.
Well, he also beat BJ Penn to get the fucking title. So he took the title from the guy who at the time was like the legend, and he was a big underdog, and he beat BJ Penn, and then fought Gray Maynard in like two of. I mean, they fought 3 times, but those 2 title fights were like 2 of the most fucking just like incredible lightweight fights in history.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great career.
Yeah, great career. Shout out to Frankie Edgar. Hats off to his amazing career, retiring from the sport of MMA this past Saturday night. Real quick, I want to just touch on Aaron Blanchfield defeating Molly McCann via first round Kimura. I mean, dude, I said this a while ago. Aaron Blanchfield is somebody to watch out. We had her on the show before.
Yeah.
She trains out of Fair Lawn, New Jersey, which is where, look at this, dude. Yeah, nasty fucking Kimura, dude. Yeah, she's a beast, dude. She's a beast. Trains out of MK Muay Thai, Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Who
Brush the shoulders off too.
Yeah, and then yeah, I don't know, just a lot of New Jersey pride.
Ryan Spann knocked out Dominic Reyes in the first round. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy that Dominic Reyes
Fall from grace.
Yeah.
Right?
Jerry, this guy who fucking comes up is undefeated, fights John Jones in a fight, fights the greatest ever at the weight class, and a lot of people think he won that fight. And then since then has just been on a complete skid.
Yeah. Damn.
It reminds me a lot of the Johnny Hendricks journey,
Yeah.
where he's this guy who's undefeated, fights the best ever at his weight class. Many people think he won, and then just falls on this like losing streak where everyone's just catching him.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? 281 in the books. All right. What else? What else is sad? Yeah, this is really sad, dude.
Oh, actually, that makes all of this other stuff not seem so sad.
Anthony Rumble Johnson passed away. I didn't even know he was sick.
It's a year younger than me.
That's a scary thing, dude.
It's fucking.
He's a professional
3 years
athlete.
younger than you.
3 years younger.
He's a year younger than me, so he's 6 years younger than you.
I'm 40, you're 39.
You're
Calm the fuck
substantially older than me.
down. Anthony Johnson, he was 38 years old.
Ugh.
The cause of death has yet to be announced. I thought it was some sort of cancer.
No, I think he was he had some strange disease. Did he have cancer? I don't know. I thought there was something like he had some strange illness where like he's fucking having organ problems and shit. Maybe it was cancer. I don't know.
They're not confirming anything yet.
Well,
He had a type of cancer. He had some shit, and I
he?
guess the type of cancer they had usually is not a death sentence. I read about this, and I guess he just had some complications or whatever. It really is scary. Where I'm like, goddamn, dude, he was like a high level athlete, and it just came and got him. The fucking Grim Reaper just came in and said, "Hey, you know what, dude? It's your time. Sorry. Don't care how well you eat. Don't care how much you train.
that's why I don't even focus on stuff like eating well.
Well, and then I look at my Aunt Amber, who's 85 years old. This fat bitch, she has never done anything to be healthy in her life.
It's a crackhead.
She not once has she ever fucking tried to do anything in her life to be a healthier human being. And she lives to 85 years old. And Anthony Johnson, dead.
Yeah.
The wrong one.
Are
The
you just
wrong
giving
one
up on
died.
life?
The wrong one died.
I'm
Vic.
not saying he got the COVID vaccine, but I'm saying, does anyone know?
Controversial.
Rumble
Can't help it,
Johnson,
Dave.
you guys remember 170 made his. He was fighting at UFC. He was fighting the UFC at 170 pounds, and then just started missing weight by like 20.
And
pounds.
he was like fucking. Just you could tell, even looking at him, he was humongous. It seemed like
Massive.
unfair that he could fight these other 170 pounders. And for that first round, he was the most lethal human being out there. But if you got past that, he was just like done. But then when he
Soft
finally
as baby shit round two.
But then once he finally moved up, it was just like, oh, I'm gonna stop cutting down and just be a
And then he
fucking
started
light
fighting at
heavyweight.
205
And looked
Did he have a couple
amazing.
fights at heavyweight as well?
I think
Yeah, he did finish his
afterward.
career.
Yeah, I think he finished his career up at heavyweight. But that run that he had at light heavyweight, where he was like, that run in that time, he was just about the scariest fucking fighter in MMA.
Here he is, dude. Bang.
I mean, his power was like unreal.
I mean, that was like a little. That wasn't even a fucking crazy hard shot.
That was.
Yeah.
I got to talk to him one time for the old hammer fisting show.
There you go.
We did a video. Him and the tap out guys. He did not like it when I asked him why he kept weighing it over.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
I
dude,
mean, he
so
was just a
powerful.
scary fighter. Oh,
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not fighting Jason Ellis.
definitely glad you're not fighting Rumble Johnson.
Yeah, well, I fight Rumble Johnson right now.
Yeah,
Are you-
today.
are you
Not
just
so much
quitting
yesterday.
Vic, shut the fuck up, dude. Why are you doing that, dude? What are you doing? Where are you fighting?
Because I want you to be a man.
I am being a
want
man,
you to-
dude. Like if I go to the doctor and I get my MRI and they go, "Hey, dude, you know what? It's all in your head." I'm like, "What?" Like, get in there, be a man, dude. I'll do it.
We didn't find anything in your knee, but we found fear in your heart.
This is strange. Your heart is 1/3 the size of a normal man.
Can I ask you, have you been going around stealing Christmas from local boys and girls? That usually accompanies this condition.
That's a solid joke right there.
That was good.
That was good.
As is seasonal,
That's a high
too. Yeah.
level Christmas joke right there.
There's some
on
really,
the MMA
I have a
rap.
4-year-old daughter and it's Christmas
Well, before we
time.
do Vic's Triangle of Truth, we must let's do our plugs real quick. Subscribe to GasDigitalNetwork.com. Use that promo code YOMMA. Get a 7-day free trial. Get instant access to the on-demand library for all the shows here on the network, access to the Racist Live chat, and many other member benefits. Please subscribe to Gas Digital. Support this show and the other shows here on the network. Dave, anything coming up?
Well, I have coming up in just about, what is it, a week now? The November 25th. I will be one night only in Poughkeepsie, New York. I got Robbie the Fire Bernstein and BK Chris coming out with me on that. Come on out. I believe there's still a few tickets left, but these shows are very close to selling out, so please come grab them. I'd love to see you out there in Poughkeepsie. New Year's Eve, me and Louis J. Gomez will be co-headlining at the Comedy Store, doing a special New Year's Eve show. We got Colin Terrell, Zach Amico. We're gonna have some other special
Karen
guests.
Feehan, Crack Amico.
I'm gonna have to bounce one of those, but no, all those guys will be on the show. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Should be a great time. And then I got a bunch of stuff coming up in 2023. I'm filling up my schedule now. ComicDaveSmith.com. All the ticket links and stuff will be up there. So I'll be I'm going on the road pretty hard in the next year. So I'll be coming to a town near you soon.
Love it. Yeah, guys, I got a lot of live stuff coming up this weekend. Miami is already sold out. I'm trying to get another show added, so keep on checking my social media to see if we can get one more added. But I will be December 1st in Indianapolis, December 2nd, McHenry, Illinois, December 3rd, Glendale, Wisconsin, and then I'll be up in Toronto, and then obviously Los Angeles with Dave Smith, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, Minneapolis, and Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. All that's all throughout January. Go to lewisofskanks.com to grab those tickets for all those shows and more. And I'm going to be doing a little tour by myself, me and Aaron Berg, ending the Offend Everyone tour at the end of January. But then I'm going back out to all the cities that we didn't hit, and I'm putting the finishing touches on my brand new special, which I should be filming late spring, early summer in London, England. So look out for all that information and many other things as well. Victor, what's going on with the Triangle of Truth?
There is no shape more lethal. Cannot determine what is in the heart of a fighter or in the knee of a fighter than the triangle. And I just want people to know that.
Little known fact about me, my heart is in my knee.
That's right. But we need a triangle in there. That's the only thing that's going to get you through that fight. Few things have happened, and by the way, I'm going to put the Paige Van Zandt thing in this one with the third triangle of the truth here. But the first thing, this is Nate Diaz, Dylan Danis. This is at UFC 281 this weekend. Guys, roll the footage. You can turn up the volume.
Get some volume.
Either way, whatever you want to do.
Or we can mime it. Hey guys,
This is a different angle than I saw from.
1 sec.
It's okay. Everything's all right.
Wow.
But Nate Diaz doing what Nate Diaz does, letting bitch ass rookies know that he's the man.
Wait, here we can't get volume on this.
No, we can't.
Okay.
Hey guys, don't
I know-
talk to me that way.
I never saw
talk to you
this whole
whatever way.
angle. Is this before or after the slap?
The slap happens in here a little bit to the
Nate slaps him.
towards the end.
No, not Dylan Dennis. I think he slaps a different dude.
He slaps one of his guys. People throwing drinks.
I mean, why don't we have volume?
Every part of this indicates that the volume should be up, and it's not.
All right. Well, what are you going to do?
Racism. That's probably why. Well, I hate to say so anyway, that's what happened.
How
with Nate
deep?
Diaz.
How
Let's see if
deep
we-
is Nate's crew here? He's got a couple guys with him.
Shane
Well,
Gillis
he
is
asked-
right there.
when he went to Motley Cruz for his last fight, he asked for 18 people. So he's got to have at least 18 people here.
Well, yeah, Nate Diaz just. Did you say this already, Lewis, when we talked about it? But he really just slaps people like it's legal to slap people. And it almost kind of feels like it is. Like it feels like Nate Diaz is just allowed to slap you. Like if you called a cop and you were like, Nate Diaz just hit you, and they'd be like, he punched you? And they're like, well, I mean, he slapped you. And then you go, wow. It's Nate
Come on,
Diaz.
there's a real problem.
It's Nate Diaz.
Obviously.
I don't know. Did you look at him wrong? Then what can you do?
Yeah, the air is clear.
There's the one guy gets up and Nate like kind of gives him a pound, and he's like, the guy's like, my kids are here, man. Come on, my kids are here. And Nate like shakes his hand and is like kind of being cool. And then some other guy just gave him a look that Nate didn't like, and Nate slaps the shit out of him. Oh, you gotta love it.
I like it. I love it. I love the chaos. I have no problem with it. Dylan Dennis, he's constantly like dunking on himself. Like he's maybe the most hated man. There's Brendan Schaub and Dylan Dennis. Those are the two most hated men in MMA.
Well, look, say what you will about Brendan Schaub. I know he gets into some of these controversies sometimes. In terms of the MMA world, Brendan Schaub fought top 10 heavyweights in many different fights. Put his fucking ass on the line, knocked some people out, took some knockouts. Like he was a warrior, whatever you want to say. One of these guys who got in there. Dylan Dennis, it's like, doesn't even really fight MMA and is constantly like talking shit about
never
people
fought
like
in the UFC,
that.
never fought top
Fought
ranked guys.
two guys, I think, ever.
But he's doing what, like, honestly, if he is, and I believe he is, he's just trolling everyone. He's doing a great job of getting his name out there because people talk about him. For a guy who's never really fought anybody, people sure do
what
love
was
talking
his thing?
about Dylan Dennis.
He trained. He was Connor's like
Connor's
jiu-jitsu
jiu-jitsu
coach
guy,
or jiu-jitsu training partner. So there was that. From what I understand, he's a very good jiu-jitsu guy. He lost to Jake Shields in a grappling, but there's no shame in that. I mean, Jake Shields is very, very good. But yeah, he got himself onto like, it was almost like when Connor was at his like ultimate hype, he got himself into that world and then just started talking shit. And it was kind of like, oh, you want to see Connor's guy fight this guy. So yeah, he did something. He made himself a name. That's for sure.
God damn it. I just realized
Dave, part of me thinks, Dave, that if you didn't settle down, you'd be going through your Nate Diaz face right now. Just slapping other comics.
Oh, I thought you
Slapping
just meant
non-libertarians.
doing what Shane Gillis is doing and hanging out with Nate Diaz as much as possible. I'd probably be in that phase if I didn't have a wife and kids.
I'm so annoyed I forgot to fucking put more money on my meter.
Ah, that does suck. How much does the ticket really?
All right, next one, Vic.
All right, let's skip just in case we have a video problem. This will make Lewis happy. Paige Van Zandt releases some photos. Of course, she has an OnlyFans and she's all over Instagram. And everyone went crazy because apparently there was a nipple slip in this one and she's in the pouring rain. So let's look at the photos here.
All right.
That's her.
There's a nipple
I
slip?
know she did.
Don't nip slip.
It's
She takes her
it's a
nips out
sheer
on
growth.
OnlyFans all the time.
Does she really?
Yeah, dude, she's just naked.
How much is OnlyFans?
It's not that expensive. Am I crazy? I don't think she's that hot.
I'm not like blown away by Paige Van Zandt. She was always like she was always hot with an asterisk next. You know what I mean? Like she's hot for a professional cage fighter.
Yeah.
But not like,
There's also hotter professional cage fighters.
yeah, I don't know. I you know.
$10 a month.
All right, calm down, Natalie.
And,
calm your lesbian fucking vagina
It's
down.
for Vic. Because I know
Fucking-
he's interested.
Natalie, I'll share with you though.
Her
if you wanna
clit
look
is
at it.
actually smashing the enter button right
Can
now
you
on the computer.
share OnlyFans
You can, yeah.
accounts? Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's
Oh,
no is
got
it like a
you, Dave.
Netflix?
Why,
Can
you need
get
somebody?
No, can you get like 5 people on it? Can I have my own emoji on your
Well, I'll split. Well, I'll put in $2.
I don't think
We'll
that Paige Van Zandt's that hot. She's hot, but she's not that hot.
Well, what
You
about
heard it
this
first.
woman? Pull up these photos.
Paige
She
Van
made her
Zandt
debut.
is meeting Lewis once away from him telling her she's the hottest chick in the universe.
That's not true. I'm in love. You stop that.
Okay. She's a month
Valerie
and meeting
Laredo.
Lewis away.
Valerie Laredo. Now, Valerie Laredo is a goddamn fucking smoke show. A 10.
That's her.
A true
her
dime
WWE
piece.
outfit.
I don't know.
You don't think she's a dime piece?
No.
Are you out of your mind, Dave? I mean, these are
just
great photos.
that body type is
Go to
attractive
Valerie
me.
Laredo's Instagram, dude. Are you out of your fucking mind?
I don't think she's a 10.
You're wrong. Do you not know?
She's a
not.
niner. She's at least a niner.
I'm not wrong because you asked what I think, and I told you.
Yeah, he's got his own taste.
Gotta pull. Just pull up. Gotta pull. I mean, what? Not a 10.
No, not to me.
Not a 10.
No.
Is
What
it
number?
boob
Dave,
size?
give me the number, Dave. Give me the number, you Jew.
3.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
That is just to piss Lewis off.
Look at her.
Fine,
You're just
3.5.
trolling him.
What? I mean, dude. What is the number?
3.75.
What
but
is the
that's my
number,
final
Dave?
offer. I don't know, dude. But I don't know.
Natalie, what's the number?
Like a 9.
9, right?
Yeah.
She's up there. I want her to fart in my mouth.
God, that's disgusting.
Well, all right. If I saw her fart in your mouth, that would make her a 4.
Look at that butt, dude. Look at that Eiffel Tower ass. Shut up,
Yeah,
Dave.
clearly, that's going to take her number down if you farts in your mouth. Terrible.
Yeah, she's a dime piece. She's fucking perfect.
All right.
She's at least
That's-
a nickel and 3 pennies.
That's your truth, Lewis.
Oh man.
Well, I think. Do you want to try? Let's try this
One
other
more.
video real quick.
One
Sure.
more, good.
Yeah, I think it was
This
just
is
the
the-
website that was the problem, not videos in general.
Okay, let's do this thing. Go ahead, 30 seconds in. This is DC's top 5 fighters of all time, like boxing, everything. And I know it's going to start off on a bad note with you guys.
No, I'm okay with it.
So we don't have volume again.
1 sec, sorry.
But Amanda Nunez is number 5.
All right.
Top of his list, though, Khabib. And then I think number 3 is Muhammad Ali. George St. Pierre was number 4.
Wait,
Does
what?
Amanda Nunez make your top 5 list?
Top 5 fighters of all time.
Fighters,
Yes.
like boxers, everything combined?
Everything.
She just.
No. No, and I don't even really believe she makes Daniel Cormier's. I think he felt like he had to put one woman in there.
I take full responsibility for this. I have no idea why the sound is not working. By all accounts, it
Can I
should
just
be.
see? Can I just see the list visually? Just see it when it's complete, so I can look at this. You go, okay, Muhammad Ali, Khabib, Floyd Mayweather, number 1.
I forgot. Mayweather's number 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know how you're judging fighters. The truth is, to me, if you're just saying top 5 fighters of all time, I'm putting all MMA guys, no boxers. That's my opinion on it. Is that if you're just saying fighter, they're much better fighters in MMA than in boxing. So I would just give you my top 5 MMA fighters. And no, I wouldn't put any female fighters in there. Not that, like, I don't know, if we went to 10 or 15 or 20, maybe I would put Amanda Nunes in there. But I don't know. I'm just not putting her over John Jones. Amanda Nunes doesn't get it now.
Well, I don't think
DC is
DC
probably
is
not going
not.
to put John Jones. But even like other guys, even guys like, I don't know, to me, Demetrius Johnson deserves to be in there over her. There's just like a ton of guys who are just like they I don't know. They had fucking better runs.
Yeah.
They beat, it's just, this is crazy to me. Come on.
Yeah. Volkanovski.
Volkanovski deserves to be in there more than Amanda Nunes.
Unquestionably. Silly list. It's fine. All right, we got to wrap this one up. Shout out to YoKratom.com for supporting today's show. Go support YoKratom, home of the $60 kilo. We'll be back next Monday with another great episode of your favorite MMA podcast. Until then, have yourselves a great week. Peace.